Listen, let me explain something. All right. You ever had a person in life that say they make an oath, right? Like, listen to this. This is something for the Temple of Knights to even think about. You ever heard the story of the Petards that you know God sent one person to go get something, and then they sang a song and dance, and they sang they clapped they clapped their hands and their wings so much that they sang a song and dance that the person just ended up in the party and dancing. Sent another person, same thing. Then he sent individual Paul, same thing. And the God said, "You listen, man, let me just go myself and then see what this is about." Then they sang such a song and dance like they never sang a song and dance. Yeah, everybody else who ended up at the party just kept on dancing. But when God went himself, they sang a song and dance like they never sang a song and dance before. A man danced so much that he couldn't sing the song and dance anymore. Oh man. Yo, listen, let me explain. Imagine this. It's like the Temple Knights. You ever had a person that makes an oath and then you tell a person, you send them to the store to go get something. You said, I sent you to the store to get one specific thing. Don't come back without what I sent you for. And then a person goes to the store and they come back with something. You be like, oh, look, I didn't tell you to come back with that. You know, another individual. You ever had one nigga stuck already a certain type of way in life, and then he go make a mistake a certain type of way, and then when you look at the other individual makes the same mistake. It's just like, imagine a nigga, like, look at this. Well, look at what I'm watching right now. Imagine a nigga like H. Alien, like people that made oaths to them that life is just fucked up because they even considered them even ever in life. Because literally, and yo man, I'm not even with them no more. So imagine another nigga that did something. Wow, look. Yo, imagine. Oh, oh, chicks that got niggas trapped mentally at a time. What? Yo, listen, my nigga. You see, there's something I'm watching right now. You see, there's something else I'm watching right now. When it comes to life, I'm a person that's very serious with the things I spoke about it. But you know, you have to know. Too bad, man. You get that 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 that. Oh man, that was the other one. Rachel from Friends. And, and she's not the real Rachel, but she's the one that committed the identity theft for Rachel. Yeah. And then what was it? Kelly. Was it Kelly Bundy? No, it wasn't Kelly Bundy. Kelly Bundy's mother. Or was it Kelly Bundy? No. You know who it was? What's that chick's name? That actor chick, but she was like an Asian actor. These chicks, Shayla and Liv, had big heads, Monica. When I, yo, listen, it wasn't like no serpent head. Their head was a little bit the same size as serpent head, but like a bigger, a bit. Listen, I got a small head, my nigga. Let me show you something about me. You probably something you did. Look at this. What? Look, you see my face this is? Look at this. Then look at this. So, look at this. Yo, listen, you wouldn't believe it with me. But Them chicks have nothing to do with me. They're gone. They're with other niggas. They can't be in my habitation. Them other niggas, imagine other niggas that made oaths to them chicks that they just got into a locked sequence. The scoreboard watching. Oh, those were my houses that they cloned or something? They just got into those houses and they're out here, huh? What's the other one? What's the other house? Let me explain something to you, right? These chicks that I'm speaking about, it's like imagine individuals at a time that went and did certain things a certain type of way, and then individual. Listen, I know what I'm speaking about. Then individual just, yo, they just caught up in a situation a certain type of way. You be looking at individuals and like, what? What is wrong with that thing? And then on top of it, you can't get into lustful emotions with those type of individuals, and you can't leave those type of individuals that made oath to them girls in lustful emotions to other places. Once you do that, you won't have a life no more, man, because this is like a chick that is getting a divorce that just wanted to spread it all out to everybody else and make a man's life miserable in the first place. You're gonna show her other room. Where you gonna move to? I just where you gonna move to? Look, like, you should have seen what that bitch did. Yo, you should have seen. Yo, whoever would have been watching this right here, they should have seen everything that just I just yo my door. Yeah, you had to see what I just seen a certain type of way to know what I was speaking about. Oh, hey bro, you wouldn't. Hey bro, you had to see. Yo, niggas was huddled up. That's how real. Wow, man. Listen, let me tell you something. Them chicks ruin their lives, my nigga. Yo, listen, my nigga. I mean, ruin. I mean, like, not ruin like they would lead to ruins and then think of certain. I mean, literally finished. You finished. You finished. You be finished in life, my nigga. What? One time the Scorpions, one time a long time in ancient times, Scorpions like, you're showing me certain things. I said, bro, something happens to me, you ain't gonna have a planet no more, bro. You're just gonna be trying to get back in time and just hoping that I just don't do the wrong thing. Because if I go this way with you, there's nothing else. You know, these niggas like, we talking about? I said, bro, I'm the reason you're really here. I said, you thought it was my wife? I'm the reason why you're really already here. Alright. You're every single one of them. It's like I'm being a typical. Every one of them to let you know how real it is when it comes to one situation. Everything else doesn't matter. You think it's a joke? Oh, all right. Sorry, the only thing about the situation, like some of my wives already be crying, like they already be dressed up. There's just four. It's just probably like 4 to 5 to 6 chicks. The five is okay. Certain of the six is okay. The 55 is okay. The 10 is okay. But it's really the four. the four chicks that they never want to come to their habitation, and when they gather it gotta be in, in a live a live full reality with individuals because it could end up in an all-out brawl, and then they're not gonna let them chicks end up trying to follow them home and stuff. So it's like whoever could survive for for for. It's just like going to a football game. If you're getting followed home, is if you can survive. If you're one of the ones that end up surviving, hopefully individuals didn't follow you a certain type of. You just that's what it is. So it's just like you can't risk your life because if four chicks trying to make a man's life miserable to murder a nigga, you know, only if you can survive. It's just like going to the football game and then seeing some real gangster niggas at football game, and then you be like, oh, there you go. After the football, niggas all riled up, niggas that drank, niggas already banging, ready banging individual view. Then it's just be, you know. Go get niggas be looking at you like the nightly sack. You know what I'm saying? For real. You know what I'm saying? The niggas, back in the days, used to be some old next gangster shit. Nowadays, you can't even do things like that, you know? Nowadays, please park the car. What? Fuck you, nigga. Sorry, no. Fuck you, nigga. Another nigga, a nigga like me, just take the bus. Ding dong. Wow. Wow, man. What? Fuck her. Yo, it's so real. Shit, nigga, I educate into that shit. Like, yeah, I call police right away from the house. What? What? Hello, yo, I'll call the police right away. Hello? Do you have the time, please? Do you know the time, please? Yeah, one time. Yo, listen, let me tell you something. I was changing the channel. Look at this. I was changing the channel, and there was a guy like he was rescuing animals and stuff, right? I felt sorry for that nigga, man. Oh, this chick jumped. Oh, whoa, whoa! She jumped on the bicycle, my nigga. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Hold on, let me show you. Oh, this is the different one. There was another chick. The chick lived, jumped on a bike, my nigga, and then the next channel I turned to was a Burger King commercial, my nigga. Like she went after the nigga in Burger King and shit. Like she said she was gonna make the nigga in Burger King the burger. I think that was the commercial where the nigga lost control of the table. The king lost his mom. The king went crazy. He said, nigga, stuff. I think somebody better go check on that nigga. Yo, my nigga, yo, in the commercial, let me tell you about the commercial, right? This guy went to go rescue the animals and stuff. So he had I think it was Shay that was behind him, literally waiting, like and some metamorphosis. She was behind the nigga. The nigga grabbed the animal from the hole and then tried to put it in so he could put it in the cage. She grabbed the animal and looked at the nigga like she was just expecting. She just wanted him to be there so she could stick the animal on him. And then it's like she threw the animal on him after that. Like it's like all she did was line up the animals to attack the nigga. The nigga had his back to her. When he turned around, they were about to attack the nigga. It's my nigga. And then the commercial came. Yo, them chicks, once they find out you're my child, and then I had a tremendous child with each of them. I didn't want to be with them no more. They wasn't even happy. Yo, listen, these are chicks. Once they know that you're my child from another wife of mine, you're my nigga, they'll kill me. You think it's a joke, my nigga? if I love you that much, I gotta come get you. That's how they feel. You're my nigga. I don't want to leave you. I don't want to abandon you because I don't want to end up getting murdered myself, my nigga. It's physics with them bitches. Like, see? Then this is the type of chicks that kidnap you just to make you have sex so they can break into your anatomy. So you won't know your astrological empress and you have to know your astrological empress, but they'll try to cause distortion within the anatomy, like they'll try to face off, like fight your empress off. So they'll deteriorate your family at a point, and then you ain't gotta worry about ever knowing yourself again after that. As I'm speaking on it, look at this. Look at this. Chicken on a metal stick.
Worst prediction, anyone who said Tiger Woods was finished before this year. And best comeback without even suiting up, Colin Kaepernick. No team has won since he launched the NFL protest against police treatment of minorities, but Nike chose to feature him in their new ad campaign. So I think that's amazing. I love brands that will get behind what's right. It's not about the flag. It was one of the most respectful protests ever. I love that.
That was good. But a slightly shade because shade hair is a depth color at a time, so she'll change her look. You got dangerous chicks. They got big head. They got big heads. Their heads is like guava big. It's guava big, or their head will be like a big jaw structure with a guava. The jewel sons, they have some of them have a certain type of jaw structure different, but some of them are not extremely handsome men. These are four chicks that really they used to be the north, east, west, and south, but there's a real they were just. This is the craziest thing I've seen in a long time as being New Yorker, but you just sort of have to kind of stay grounded and stay focused. I just need to ask you, are you allergic to any medication? Yeah, I'm sure the guy was embarrassed, but most importantly, he was in pain. I just got one more question. Why? Been the downfall of many a great man. He needed emergency treatment, and if he didn't do it, he would end up getting a Those are bitches that went after dragons, my nigga. They were gonna fuck up. They fucked up, yo, my nigga. The dragons didn't know the difference. The niggas, they almost poisoned the dragon thing. That was like that became like the dragon's arch rival. You ever heard of arch rival or fucking a real? It could never. The original dragons can't speak to them chicks. They can't. They can't even smell the air of them chicks. That's how real it is. If they smell the air of them girls, they gotta go somewhere else. Because it'd be like chemistry war when it comes to the dragons. It's like a chemistry war when it comes to them. Because they can't have allergic reaction. It was so real. The dragons couldn't even let their children look like them because it was a form. It was a form of hypnosis of the physical reality that was fucking them up. Still, it was like they had to be the total opposite of those individuals. Like once they were around, they could never even take their features or shape because it was fucked them up naturally. So that's what the girls wanted. Like it was some psychotic vendetta against the dragon. What?
Good talk, John.
No, I have to go alone. We have a special relationship.
You know, plexiglass, you know, opposed to it.
You think I'm joking? You never seen the real beef shit. The dragons would end up pimply because of those sports shit.
Started giving it back.
They would probably, yo, listen, it's so, listen, let me tell you something. The dragons would end up getting shot because of them chicks. Them chicks were natural element chicks. They would shoot the, they would go, look, 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 look. That's how they do it. You know something? Let's live in flight shape.
It was perfect sunny with a temperature. No script, no plan, and just a deeply religious river, no profanity.
Nigga bogey.
It leads to the question, what did he say instead? He says that numbers for everything. That's all what he's talking and jumping for. He misses the front deck.
Nigga say, what happened? Why are you speaking about Boogie? Well, I'm nice. But then Boogie, Boogie didn't know what was happening and shit. He just got caught up. He didn't know that was the day I was gonna get shot. The nigga didn't know. The nigga thought everything was alright. He came in thought like, what's up with the nigga? They told the nigga after, yo, Bogey, I'm sorry, your dad got shot. They told Bogey, they said, your dad got shot over here. What? The nigga Bogey didn't know what was going on.
Thank you. Now we have time to,
You know, some of these chicks, some of them kind of look like my other wives. I was Jew empresses. Because my empress was a very, she was very educated. She had to make sure you were educated. Sit right there. She would sit right there. That was another one.
The government shutdown was 100.
My empress was the type of chick, if you didn't fill in your education, she would tell you, sit right there. Sit right there.
And that was
Monday.
Yeah, I know my wives, My wives have to watch me. Because I'm a moody person sometimes, So their emotions, if I get angry, my wives will do something a certain type of way. If I don't get angry and stuff, I try to stay happy. Your wives told you, so you don't want to be a bad child, and then I'm getting angry somewhere else, and then you wonder what happened and stuff. It's just like my son and stuff. If he was in the, if he gets a call to go to his house, he has to go straight home and stuff because he be looking at his mother like it's uncontrollable the way he feels a certain type of way. No! No!
trying to sell your home.
You seen her jump in the commercials. These chicks are chopping up the commercials. You're careful. I'm telling you, listen, let me tell you something. Let me be real with you. You gotta check that on to the next one commercial. You listen, when it was another commercial where the chick jumped on the bicycle and then she got at the Burger King nigga. Like, you gotta catch the cycle when they're doing it.
Sell your home for more money. Go to homelight.com today.
Yo, my dude, let me tell you how real this is. She was already threatening the guy. The guy wasn't looking at her like how she did. Look.
그리고 너무 그 회사에서 컨트롤하려고 하고 이런 현상들이 본인들한테 압박감을 느끼고 또 자유나 이런 것들이 없고 뭐 인터넷 사용이나 이런 것들 거의 조절하는 경우가 많고 이런 것들에 대해서 힘듦을 너무 많이 느끼고 사무실에 와서 일을 하는 회사도 많이 봤고요. 많이 이제 또 많은 일들이 이제 늘어났을 때는 좀 약간 벌도 있고요.
How do you tell a kid that they don't have the talent to make it?
이게 되게 어려워요. 이렇게 말하는 거 어려운데 제가 얘기해서
Special conditions.
he can rescue more.
Let me tell you, my wife, you know, I get upset, my nigga. I hope he wasn't a bad time. Oh, my son already be playing. No, my mother be wondering, what is wrong with this nigga? My wife just, is, you know, some of my sons are special when it comes to their reason of their receptiveness and their sensitiveness and stuff. Extremely sensitive. You know? It's just like a chick that tries to come speak. Oh, something I want to tell my wife. You know,
Had a large foot. Yeah. And then she ran it.
that's how you see? That's what it did. This is a different one. You see, that's the one she's after right there. So be careful. She better be careful. This one too. She after this one too. This one. She's trying to get the table. You see, she just said stabbed individuals on the table. Be careful, my nigga. They better warn individuals on the table. See? See, she trying to bottle them niggas. You see? You see, she's on commercials doing other things. I'm telling you, you better go warn them children that she walked away from the table. She said, like she won't. Yo, listen, man. Sorry, man. You tried to free my wife. You tried to call Salem to my wife. Look, get in the coffin. Look. She went after another one.
I think listen, what if my retirement plan is I don't want to retire? Then let's not create a retirement plan. For 40 degrees.
Could make your question, please.
She's struggling. That one's struggling with her reality right there. Oh, they got her. They got her. They got her. She wanna give them to them niggas probably some oh man, too bad, man. Told you, man. Niggas don't know what they're doing. Some of these girls shouldn't be having sex with some of these guys out there, man, because they don't know how to have sex. They'll give you the wrong type of energy, and then you be fucked up for real.
Oh no, did not tell you that position was filled. Oh, you just...
That's the one right there, Lord. You're the one that's gonna get with. That's the one that's been waiting to just. Oh man. There you go. You see? You see? Good kid. You heard he's a good kid. That's all you gotta know.
Who's your favorite musician?
Hi, we're interested in your table. There's a variety that AT&T was bringing.
No way.
Robots don't lie. The man in the mom being is correct.
And guys, for this sorry about baby stick in the car.
Good kid. I was warn my wife about something.
People got time to see how much you can save on your student loan. Most people don't know it. So not your grill. You're passing it.
I think they're basketball.
I've probably won them before.
And the only protection you got are your friends' arms right there next to you.
Oh man, the crabs in the barrel. Those are some of the other niggas that did wrong already. What? Yo, the service need me, my nigga. Yo, it used to be like, yo, my nigga. The service when the niggas used to team up a certain type of way was wonderful, but then, you know, in the army you can't do things like that. The army is another type of situation. You know, you get in the army, service, marines, out, they don't believe in things like that. So, you know, you gotta be careful about that shit. They find out that you think it's about next shit. International security is a reason for international security.
Remember the bad taste?
Listen, let me explain something to you, man. You see, my wife, at a time, I tried to tell her something was going on a certain type of way. She had to listen to me, but that's why I used to tell my kids in Asia like it, you know. All is me. That's all me. You know, I used to tell me, oh man, be careful of the niggas that don't want me around y'all because those are the niggas that just had their empresses and said, oh, their mothers couldn't be with me and this is what I love so much. Then I don't need to love it no more, they said. You know? That's what the individual said. And they knew I was Asia. They were like, yo, listen, if same thing with India. They're like, yo, if the nigga can't love our mother and other planets, they said then he could stay in America a certain type of way, and he don't gotta work. They don't got. If he couldn't love our mother, he can't love them neither. And then he kept me away from Asia, and then that's what caused That's what's causing the economic struggle when it came to marketing, and then them being in debt. Next, you know, all the Asians will be on drugs. It'll be like what they try to do to the Ming House. The Ming House, they expect to be wonderful examples, and then you find out that they're still struggling in physics because of other people fuck up in the paradigm. But they were really targeting the Mings also through time. I don't know. I try to warn my children that yo, we were supposed to stay together all the time. Yeah, the niggas be see me, they be want to go hang out. Then they be wanting attention and stuff, and it be too emotional when their mothers around me. It's too emotional for them. The mother of the Mings love me. Like, they love me for real. If I'm ever asleep, she would she would call me if something wrong. You know, I guarantee you something wrong with her. She sits. She's like she sits till till I wake up. My wife is funny, man. My wife is like Donta. Yo, my wife with the names is like Donta, but she's a little more don't play with her a certain type of way and stuff, you know. She'll 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 let you know like, you know, you do something wrong to me and stuff, you know. She just no 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 no. You know, she has reasons why I should come home at a time. Oh man. You know, but the children didn't know. It's like children that come after a while and not listening to their mother and stuff. You know, I just used to warn my wives. Hopefully, they didn't get in entrapment. You know, because you have children that don't want to know them, and then you just want to point their finger at who they are at the time. If that starts happening in a certain type of way, it'll happen a way of a person to making them more comfortable and intelligent and trying to do funny things. But a person gotta be upfront. But my wives, sometimes a person has to be educated in the paradigm and the year, the reflection to know the real reason of education. They can't just, you know, go on in life not realizing the real reason of education, because for an individual that really, for the existence of life, has to acknowledge what life is really about. Can't play games when it comes to real life and the reasons of honor and dignity, you know. Because at a time when things are very serious on a real level, there's no there's no there's no excuse for any mishaps or mistake when it comes to the real reason of existence. So nobody wants to hear that, you know. And everything I said already goes to everything I already told you. So, oh man, tell my wife something, but you know, my kids are people that mock people sometimes and stuff, you know. But another person wants them to do things like that so they could be off when it comes to their physics, because another person watching them at another time to fuck them up. That's why I used to warn the men, be careful of what they do with people and making fun of people. Don't do that, because another person will be waiting for you at a strategic time to fuck you up. Some of the other kids are very vindictive. Also. You don't want to end up in a physical attribute with an individual that just wanted to put their hands on the individual physics, knowing about the real reason of the higher quality. All right. Wow.
Are you frustrated by annoying breakouts? Internet won't clear no matter what you...
Another nigga that been fucked them shit, right?
It's helping people just like you win their fight against stagnation.
I'm just so confident with who I am right now.
He got a new one. He got a new lineup, and then he said he's so comfortable. Lied to the chick and showed her somebody else's picture. Now she's getting super mad somewhere else.
Definitely, definitely works. You can't put a price on person.
Order now to get our charcoal brush. Plus, our juicy moisturizer.
Oh, here we go. Savages. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, you thought that you lived there? You don't live there. There you go. Psychotic. I know my children. I know my children, my nigga. They'll do some old real fucked up, yo, my nigga. I'm straight up and down. I just put my hands on you. My children are just, you know, it's a hunting thing, I guess, you know. You know,
That means that the Haitians will have to play the first.
I held my composure till I heard that.
Now, I am not a DIY, but this is exactly what I love about it. Do it. WDA1. It broke my heart and all it to me. It's bringing it to power.
You know, it's a wonderful journey to see how much of a wonderful man I am because, you know, a man can fall in love with the children I made. Greed when it comes to the sex that I have, yeah? Well, the person read it. You look at the baby that comes out and be like, yo, this, you can't have this back. Oh, the nigga said, you can't have it. My wife like, you can't have this back. You baby, I'm like, this? No, you can't have this back.
TheCraftingMe.com. Hold on. You can. Well, here's the top.
Letting go of. I've gotten rid of a lot of things that are kind of really hard. What the hell is wrong with people?
My wife is okay. My wife, but I'm talking about the kid. If it fades in, like, say she does something greedier, right, a certain type of way, it frustrates my wife, and my wife's physics of what the HA little liver kick in on her, and then it'll be too late for my wife. My wife will be extra mad because, you know, my wife has to control her emotions. Well, yeah, that's all I tell her. I was talking about children. Over here at McDonald's, Burger King, so I ain't telling her.
The remains of what was two towers, even thicker than the walls of the...
She's mad, like she said the nigga all the time. Thicker than the She was a sabotage. She touching people. She ain't even touch. She does all that. Some of these people, some of these chicks took over the system and then trapped my kids in the paradigm of child.
You don't have Mark Anthony in your place. You want to go something, Taco? Where do we get a replacement for the number phone? So we design an insurance solution to fix your business. Very easy. Phone. That's what we call. Now, they're not going to but now, here's the political play. And the race is going to spot with $6.18. Heavyweight loss.
He's got dental issues. He's got leg issues. Like, this dog is a hot mess. But he is the happiest hot mess you'll ever meet. And he really does prove that new dogs make amazing companions.
Chick that doesn't care about having a husband.
That's what he's missing.
I'm telling you, really. She don't care. I want to tell my wife, be careful because you have a chick at a time, it's so sensitive. When my child acts erratic like that, and he gets, like, say he's losing emotion, like, for sexual reasons, or he want to get violent, or he uses control of his emotions, my wife got to be careful because I don't want my wife jewel to crack. Because another individual be just trying to crack through certain, when she sees spiteful chicks that would do that, there's things that people don't need to know in life about certain things. Yeah, you be having people that'll do something stupid to the wrong children.
Because Trump is fixated on it. It is actually an incredibly small part of the immigration system. But I do think that things like the diversity lottery should be lost because they're just these arbitrary little categories that we carve out.
It's just like why my children were skeptical about Justin Sealy coming around me. One day she did something very erratic in my house. I got really mad about the situation. I never said nothing. And then, my children. Listen, know the difference of my wife, man, because my wife is not the one that got up with this thing about that day. This is a different.
Another 50,000 people can already take 3/4 of the total people we told. I might hope, but it's the drop in the bucket. So.
This is okay.
I would like to do some more meritocratic system, something a little bit more like Canada's point system.
Don't confuse them with other people because there's another people that look somewhat like them with bigger heads that caused the situation. It's just like, you ever seen a person that just want to go fishing all day? What you want to go fishing for? What is that fishing about for? What you want to go there? Who told you about that? Because, I be like, listen, man, I don't know nothing about no stalkers and shit, I don't know, you ever had a gynecologist who stalked girls? So you gotta be careful.
Hey, we're hearing, I think, Tuesday, because of this going on, and so everyone's figured that out. But I think on this side, we're hearing a question of how many we should let in, and more of an open borders leaning policy. And
This
we
is
don't support that, but
that
leaning more that way. On this
what?
side, we're hearing a conversation about who we should let in, and that's really the fundamental question, because you've already set your number at the number that you currently let in every year.
You know, how does a jewel crack? Because if a person fails, how does that
At
happen?
what point can you draw the line? So for you said you don't maintain a completely open borders policy. What is the line on that? And for you, if you're willing to draw the line from the basis of who you let in, I know you mentioned the marriage equality system a little bit more, but on what basis would you determine who those people are?
All right, let's start with, thank you. Let's start with the question over here. Where do you draw the line?
No, that's what my vacuum left behind. That's
What's the difference? If you aren't amazed by the amount of dirt left behind by your super $5 Mickey Rick Wheelie Vacuum and the fresh beef order done with heat is in.
Nice blood. The blood of the new eternal covenant, which will be poured out for you and for many for the forgiveness of sins.
Early vacation.
analyze the differences and similarities. I don't think that we're necessarily okay, so we can eliminate mixed medium type of vibe to it because it's sleeves. Up close and personal, I was dazzled, literally and figuratively. I told her she had my best dress, honest. Diane, I love you, but I want to take it back. Because now that I see it in pictures, I realize there's no shape to it. It didn't take long.
This information
showing all the signs, and like most, I tried several different dog food and supplements, but nothing really.
Let me explain something, right? My wife be having, my wife and stuff, I don't want her jewel to crack because what cracks my wife's jewel and stuff at a time is when them chicks get vindictive and then they be looking for things of my wife and then they do the wrong thing because it's just like if a person fails my wife's emotions, they will part of my wife's harmony. And then once they open up, say my wife feels depressed or something and they open up, my wife, if my wife feels depressed, right? And then they open up their emotions to individual and then the person causes depression to their reality, it'll cause H. Shaylee and Liv to literally try to get at that person a certain type of way, and then my wife will be in more danger because whatever education that they were missing, they're gonna try to find out, and then they'll try to manipulate the situation, and then my wife doesn't really want to have a physical struggle because she don't want the children to die because if the children have to be resuscitated, how are they gonna resuscitate when you have somebody naturally destroying and killing them a certain type of way because of something because of physical vibration, and then another person's tormenting them because they already had a natural stalker that manipulated them for so long or did certain things. Now certain things are out in the open about individuals' feelings, then it's too late to take certain things back. Now a person's moving strategically. Now it's becoming an everyday martial arts bout a certain type of way, and a person thinks it's like a martial art bout. It's a really it's just like, you ever wondered why Van Damme went into the Fight Club a certain type of way? That's what it was really about. A person thought it would have been over there. It wasn't over there. Then it ended up in the best of the best. And when the situations happen in the best of the best, one of my sons got involved a certain type of way that he don't bother people. He was a person that never ever bothered nobody. Very highly skilled in martial arts, but very humble, and he was innocent. So he was one of the individuals that was like a fallen star at the time, and I had to raise him back up. And then when he fell, I said, no. That's the one that never bothered nobody. I love him so much because everything he already been through, and because of my wife, and he was the real reason of the habitation of certain habitations of my wife a certain type of way because the loving emotions and the way he regarded individuals when it came to the physical reality. He's a knock knock, don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? But even speaking to the digital system, if I was a precise individual when it came to individual physics, it's knock knock, don't worry about it. But the reason why I say something ahead of time a certain type of way is because I don't want it endangering him. My son was the type of person, if he realized that you was some type of danger or some type of confusion at a time, and he's a person that just, he just wants to be happy at a time a certain type of way. But if I'm around, he's the type of person that he'll really regard me, and he doesn't care about habitation of himself a certain type of way because he'll really regard me. And then he'll tell a person like he doesn't care about anything about consciousness at the time because his mother, there's nothing you can tell him there that knows his dad, and then nobody gonna tell him that ain't his dad. And then, if anybody ever forgot him, man, he ain't never gonna forget me. So that's all it is. That's all it is with the nigga. So because an individual say he's not gonna let a situation happen a certain type of way because I'm a man that's very educated a certain type of way when it comes to certain things. And then you have people in time that think they know their education to their physics, and then it just be another type of situation. You have people in time that think they know the education in physics, and then it'd be another type of situation, and then the individual has to handle a reality a certain type of way. But my son, I tell an individual, oh, right now the soap went in my dick again. Oh man, because of physics of a certain type of way. You have a chick that's trying to do a certain type of physics, and then I think she's using certain forms of the reality to try to do certain things, but it's repellent. And then my wife is letting me know that she's a little frustrated a certain type of way because let me tell you something. If a person, if my son is somewhere and if something happens to certain of my sons, it's not something that you could take very lightly. It is very something you got to be extremely, extremely hesitant or cautious when viewing the situation, viewing the reason of cautiousness when you're dealing with my child. Certain of my children are different from other children. They can't lose their life for stupidity, and you won't realize the reason of your equality if that ever happens. So now let me show you how real this is. Now my children, when something happens to them in the physical a certain type of way, you can't risk their mother at a point because another person is like my wife is a jewel empress. You're not gonna endanger her life in the sequences of events at a time that's gonna cause her life to be in danger. And when something like that happens, my wife gotta come to me right away because I over control all situations and my habitation overrides no matter what happens in existence. Only for my wife a certain type of way. And we seem like we don't speak to each other a certain type of way, and I'm speaking for as my my wife that knows the reason of intellect and beyond existence, even in the physical reality, certain types of way according to her habitation. And I'm speaking, my wife and me have many children, so I'm just gonna I tell my wife this, be very careful to what's going on a certain type of way because if a person is trying to cause an irritation to a natural acknowledgement a certain type of way, that means that they're somewhere um, mishandling or something is very fragile is somewhere, and you have to be very cautious because one, I don't want my wife to get nervous because one's mentality is everything in the physical reality. I'm a man that already conquered life, but I'm just gonna tell my wife, you know, I'm already a conqueror, but one would have to just take a look a certain type of way at a time, just to just there's nothing wrong of viewing the situation for the reason of one's habitation and the continuance of one's life. That's all I can tell my wife a certain type of way. And don't be provoked or a person make of vindictive when it comes to physical habitation because my wife's equality is more than an individual's physics at a time, and the person's not even gonna realize that. And even when my wife manifests, they won't even realize that's how wonderful my wife's equality, even of her real physical reality is. Love one.